So we are going to be talking about 15 U.S. Code subsection 1692G(A). So when a debt collector sends you an initial communication, the first thing you need to do is review that initial communication for proper GA compliance. So what is GA compliance? All right, let's read this. Notice of debt. Within 5 days after the initial communication with a consumer in connection with the collection of any debt, a debt collector shall, that's the key word, shall, unless the following information is contained in the initial communication or the consumer has paid the debt, send the consumer a written notice containing the following things. Okay? So the first thing, the amount of debt. The second thing, the name of the creditor to whom the debt is owed. Third is a statement that unless the consumer within 30 days after the receipt of the notice disputes the validity of the debt or any portion thereof, that debt will be assumed valid by the debt collector. 4. A statement that if the consumer notifies the debt collector in writing within the 30-day period that the debt or any portion thereof is disputed, the debt collector will obtain verification of the debt or a copy of a judgment against the consumer and a copy of such verification or judgment will be mailed to the consumer by the debt collector. And a statement that upon the consumer's written request within the 30-day period, the debt collector will provide the consumer with the name and address of the original creditor if different from the current creditor. Now, let's break that down in plain English. After the first contact, debt collectors generally have 5 days to send you a complete GA notice, unless the first communication already contained all the required information. Okay? That notice has to include these 5 things. So we talked about the amount of debt, the name of the original creditor to whom it's owed, whom the debt is owed, and 3, a statement explaining that you have 30 days after receiving the notice to dispute the debt. 4, a statement explaining that if you dispute the debt in writing within those 30 days, the collector must obtain verification of the debt and mail it to you. And 5, a statement explaining that if you request it in writing within those 30 days, they must provide the name and address of the original creditor if it's different from the current creditor. So here's the important part. When a debt collector contacts you, don't just look at the balance. Check whether the notice is complete. Check the date. Check the creditor information and make sure your 30-day dispute rights were clearly explained. Because if information is missing, incomplete, late, or confusing, that may create problems for the debt collector, and that may give you a leverage to try and challenge that collection to potentially get it removed off your credit report and possibly get that debt eliminated as well. So this is the reason why you don't want to throw away the initial communication, guys. You want to make sure you save it, okay, and review it.